So we have to start off by saying, you guys, we are not registered therapists, okay? Um, we're just gonna give you the best answers that we think like good advice, all right? So just if it doesn't work out well, don't sue us because we're not liable, guys. We're not like PhDs. There is
So
no doctor at the end of our names.
we're just here to mock you and hope that you find an answer out of the humour. Maybe. If not, well, go outside and cry quietly, okay? Don't wake up anyone else in the house. Before we start, before we get on with it, I've got nine. I send you 9.
I have 9. Yeah, we remember we
Okay,
confirmed last time, so we're good.
wicked. Right. Do you want me to go? Do you want me to read first, or do you want to do it?
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. If you want to read first, or do you want to
Yeah.
answer first? I don't mind.
No, I'll read first. I don't mind. So I'll read them in the order that I got them. Obviously, I think the order I sent them to you is a little bit different, but I'll
Okay,
just.
well, I'll just flip my pages till I find the right one.
Hello, everyone. By the way, we've got a few people in here now. All right.
Yeah, hello, you guys. So excited that you've joined us.
So the first question I got for those that are new here, by the way, this is like because there's a few new faces in here. Hello,
Yes.
Peter. There's a few new faces. We're not that serious. We're not actual therapists. Just quick disclaimer: we're not. All right. Don't take our advice, Golden. You're just here to laugh along with us for an hour, and then you can get back to your horrible life. Okay? We can't actually. Right. First question. Dear Agony Aunts, I'm attracted to bigger women sexually, but I'd be embarrassed if my mate saw me dating one. How much of a prick am I?
You guys, do not be closet fatty lovers, okay? If you're gonna love the cushion for the pushing, then you just gotta be open and honest. And if your mates can't accept this situation, then you need a couple new mates because don't bring don't make your fatty a closet fatty, okay? Don't be one of those secret chubby chasers on Craigslist looking for a little fatty action in the tabloids, doing it on the sly and the down low. If you're gonna love the cushion, just go for the pushing and just be open. There's no point in staying in the closet with this. I mean, yeah, arm candy's nice, but just look at the percentiles. And then again, you also have to take a look in the mirror and see on a scale of 1 to 10 where you rank before you go around. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't know. If you're gonna do it, just be open. Don't be stupid. Don't be one of those closet chubby chasers, all right? That's it. That's all I got.
No, I'm on board. Before I continue, Peter's just asked, "What is this list you speak of?" Interesting. You should ask Peter. So I've got a link where it's like people can just throw in anonymous things. They can say what they want to say, and I don't know who's put these things in our box, but they have, and we go through them each week and just answer them one by one. That's basically it. This week, 9. So my answer to this, how much of a prick am I? Not only are you a prick, you are an insecure. You need to love what you love at the end of the day. And if your mates are taking the piss out of you for this, you've got to work out if it's from a place of love and a place of banter, which I'm all for, or are they saying of just fucking being mean and nasty and all that? And if you are one of these chubby chasers, not knocking you at all, one is giving you shit and they go, "Ah, you're into fat women and you're into ugly women." It's worse. When she gives you a blowjob, it's considered anal. That's how ugly she is. And you want to, at the end of the day, I think I'm in this position. I'm sort of in this position because I'm a dude with mates that have got weird ideas for women. And a mate of mine I know, dear friend, he's not into bigger women, but he's into older women. So he's my age. And he's currently going out with someone who is 49, I think. So it's a bit of an age gap, but he was really worried about telling the fellas. And we're all 35 now, 34, 35, 36 in some cases. And none of us are really that bothered. We're just like, "Oh, well, are you happy though?" And he's like, "Actually, yeah, I am. I'm really happy." And that's what we want for you then, mate. but be careful with her pelvis. Do you know what I mean? I've just got to throw a little. The one thing I will say is if they're not happy for you, they're not your fucking pal. Unless this person you're with is inherently fucking bad for you as a person yourself,
Yeah.
and they're in a bad path or getting you involved with the wrong people and all the rest of it. No, what they look like is superficial. I mean, some people my mates go out with, I think they're utter swap donkeys. I wouldn't touch them with someone else's dick, but they're happy and that's what they like. So I'm not going to, not to them anyway. I'll be mean to you, like though. So, yeah, I think I've kind of covered that. I've had all that I've got to say about that. Whoever wrote this, you are a prick, but you're only being a prick to yourself. You're only, I mean, at the end of the day, who gives a shit what your mates think? You're not shagging them. They're not the center of your world. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
So,
I mean, really, it does come back down to the fact that you aren't shagging your mates. So if you
no,
are into the chubby girls, go for it. And if, like the reality of it is as somebody that is fat, like undeniably fat, I can joke, I can laugh, I can have like major sense of humor about it. I do. And so I think if you can't laugh at a joke or a jibe, then there might be a problem with you. I mean, there's no point in being butthurt. Truth is truth. If somebody says, "Well, your lady's fat," like Dee says, well, I mean, if she's fat, then yeah, she's fat. But I mean, there is a line that you don't want to cross. So I mean, yeah, just get new mates if they're not going to support you. So, I mean, basically, I agree with what Dee said.
yeah, fuck them people. Hello, Albert. But yeah, fuck
Hey,
them people.
Albert.
At the end of the day, if they're not happy for you, if they're just going to fucking, like I say, if it's out of somewhere that's out of hate or just being mean, fuck them off. They're not good for you. They don't want the best for you. They're not your pal. That's why I got
Exactly.
beautifully fucking illustrated. Right, go Tara. What's the next question?
Okay, so the second question I have written down is my wife has put on weight since having our children, and I don't find her attractive anymore. Is attraction a choice, or am I just stuck with how I feel?
Hang on, I'm just looking for this question. Did I actually write it down? Oh no, I did write it down. All right. Yeah, my wife has put on weight since having children. Blah blah blah. Don't find her attractive anymore. Is attractive a choice, or am I just stuck with how I feel? Um, well, attraction I think is actually superficial for a start because if you're attracted to someone, it's usually based off what they look like. You don't usually fall in love with someone until you really know them. And I would say, like, if your wife has become unattractive to you, or your partner, or whatever it may be in this case, it's about putting it across in such a way that it's not offensive. Because you might want them to lose a few pounds for you. This is going to sound selfish, but it's also honest. You might want them to
Mhm.
lose pounds for you, but also there is other factors to this. You could word it in such a way like, look, I'm concerned for your health. I don't want you to get to an age where like we get old and you're struggling and I can't look after you. How about we both go to a gym? How about we both start a sport? How about we just go walk
Exactly.
twice a week and try and sort of encourage them a little bit rather than be like, get up the gym, you fat. Be encouraging. You don't have to be brutal. This is what I'm saying. Do things in a nice way. And if they ever do bring up the question, like, are you not attracted to me because I'm fat? You can say, absolutely, you whale. No, don't. You can just say, like, look, it's not that I'm not attracted. I still love you. You're the wife. You're my wife, and you're the mother of my children. I love you dearly. I'll always love you. Even if we split up, I'll have love for you. How could I not? But I want you to be the best version of you for the rest of your life, not just for the now, not just for the kids when they're young.
Mhm.
You want to be a grandmother one day. Do you
Yeah.
want to kids grow up? Start making it real for them, not just superficial for your own benefit. But there is other factors to this.
Hmm.
Only like the whole attraction thing. It's like everyone's got what they prefer. You get some guys that are like, I like blonde women, and their wife's a fucking brunette or something, and you're like, hang on a minute. But they love their wife. They're just
Yeah.
superficially attracted to something else. Now, you might be superficially attractive to younger women, however, or thinner women, or whatever it might be. But you got to put yourself in a realistic situation too. You are the way you are the age you are. you've got your wife, you've got your missus, you've got the mother of your kids, you ungrateful cunt, for a start. Have a look at what and be thankful and try and keep that together for as long as you can. Keep them about as long as you can in a healthy state. And who knows, you might get them doing something and they actually love it more than you.
Yeah. And you know what, Dee? I absolutely agree with what you said. If you have a problem, like, first of all, if you have a problem and you notice that there's like an issue, don't tell your wife to get off her fat ass and go to the gym. Make it fun. Go out and say, you know what, hon, let's go for a walk. Or I'd really like to go to the gym together. Make it, reframe it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. You don't
Yeah.
want to make her feel ugly and unattractive because guess what will happen? 90% of the time, that will backfire and she might actually put on the weight. For me, I'm in a bit of a different situation. Like, unfortunately, I didn't get fat the fun way where you eat yourself fat. I wish I had the fun of doing that. But for whatever reason, I just can't, no matter what I've tried to lose it. And that's very frustrating. And that might be the case with your wife. So the bottom line is you can't force feelings, okay? And I want to be very objective about this as a morbidly obese person. Um, but you can change your focus. All right. And if you're constantly, like focusing in on the fact and comparing your wife to her pre-childbirthing weight, you're going to be fixating on that and that's all you're going to think about. But if you start basically investing in her, and by investing in her, I just mean her joy, her happiness, her positivity, that will go a lot further than criticizing her. I'm going to tell you right now, because not only is she going to start to shine, you're going to see her in a new light. So if I can give you some really honest advice, it's not that you're wrong. I mean, physical attraction is a huge component in having a relationship with someone. It's undeniable. Like, we all know. If you're really revolted by somebody, it's going to be really hard to be intimate with them. But how can you overcome some of that aversion? And you can do the inner work yourself by focusing in on ways to make her happy and bring joy to her life. And then also, like Dee says, incorporate the group exercise. Okay, you might be tired, you might be feeling a certain way, but so is she. And she's probably feeling a little depressed. Hormones are raging, so just be there for her. And the more love and the more care, it's like watering a flower. The more fertilizer you and water and things, the bigger the blossom. So if you really want your wife to shine, if you want to renew that attraction, then that's how you do it, is you just pour out into her and you support her and show her a lot of love. And that's where a lot of men don't understand. They think criticism is going to do the trick, especially with weight. I'm going to tell you one thing. It'll actually make it worse. And if she eats her emotions, she's going to eat 10 times more because she's going to feel hopeless. She's going to feel depressed. She's going to feel unloved. And she's just going to be so overwhelmed. And it's just going to create even more problems. And then she's going to actually psychologically make herself bigger as a buffer, right? And that manifests as even more fat because then you're raising her cortisol, which makes it almost impossible to lose weight. So you're not a bad person because you're not attracted to your wife. What would make you a bad person is if you hurt her. If you're being harmful to her, just show her love, show her care, and like Dee said, get out there and plan fun activities that involve doing something fun together, and maybe put a bunch of stuff in a hat. And you don't have to go, hey babe, I think you're getting a little porky over there. Be like, hey babe, I want to spend extra time with you. And if she says, well, you just think I'm fat, be like, babe, I love you. Like, I just want to do fun stuff together. Like, let's be healthy in our old age, like stuff like that. Like, there's a way of framing it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So that's it. That's all I got.
No, I'm on board with that. Yeah, you kind of mirrored what I said there, really. I think it's about encouragement.
Yeah.
Don't just fucking henpeck your partner to death about how they look or about their size. Like I say, encourage them a bit. Offer to go with them. Don't just be like, right, find yourself a class and fuck off. Like, I'll go with
Go to Pilates or whatever. Yeah.
you. Someone, innit? You do things together. You go through the hard times together, the struggles and the achievements. You go through it all. And I don't think going to look after your physical health together, I don't think that's such a bad idea at any age, actually.
That's
very
actually really a great bonding activity for couples. And like you said, Dee, in your old age, if you guys can enjoy that together and with your kids, that's so amazing. That will only strengthen your bond as a family. I mean, look at it as a challenge. Every marriage, every relationship goes through like high highs and low lows. If people only operate from a place of how they feel, nobody would stay married because you have like glows and like love isn't a feeling, it's a choice. The feelings are great, that's the icing on the cake, but it's getting through the rough times together that actually bring you closer together. And this gaining weight is just part of the one of the challenges, right? One, maybe a partner would get sick. My husband always said to me, and this is the best thing, he's a very mature person actually. He said to me that if you fall in love with somebody because how they look or what they do for you, what happens if they no longer look the same? What
yeah.
happens if they no longer are able to do that thing for you? Does that mean your love disappears? You have to look inwards. If you really want a lasting relationship, fall in love with the inner person first and just love the icing.
Yeah, it's about the bigger picture, isn't it? Hang on, what someone said here. Oh, it's begrudging. Sex burns calories, so I know he is not attracted to her, but if he is not lazy about it, it helps the cause. Think of it as part of the mission. Yeah, I agree with you, but equally, I don't think I could bring myself to sleep with someone I wasn't attracted to. Excuse me. I'd have to have something for you. And I could love you dearly with all my heart. You could be the mother of my kids. We could have been married fucking 30 years. If I'm not physically attracted to you anymore, I don't really want to fuck you. Unless you got Viagra and alcohol. Maybe. Maybe. Anyway, we're going to move on because we could be all fucking night on this question. So,
Okay, so the
oh,
next one, oh no, it's your turn to read. Sorry.
it is, yeah. I'm talking shit. It is my go. Right. My boyfriend says he loves me, but keeps commenting on other women's looks. Am I insecure or is he disrespectful?
Okay, so I'm going to answer this question as a person that has been 100 pounds soaking wet, no word of a lie, and the land whale that you see before you. um, so back in my haughty phase, this happened to me, okay? And I put up with it for fucking years because I was gaslit into believing it's something that all men do, that you have to tolerate. And I'm going to tell you right now, at 45 years old, I'm going to tell you this is utter bullshit. If that person loves you, if somebody loves you, there's no reason on God's green earth, unless you guys are talking about like movie stars and being silly together, that he has to comment and compliment another woman's looks in front of you, unless it's his sister, his mother, somebody that looks nice dressed up that you like, family member, right? But to sit there and go, oh, that girl's so hot to you as his woman, if he loves you, values you, he will keep that in his head where it belongs, in my opinion. And that's just my view after like 45 years of taking shit. I'm going to go scorched earth on this, okay? Like, you have my permission, ladies or gentlemen, whoever's doing this to you, go scorched earth on this. It's just bullshit. It's fucking rude. And unless you're doing it to him, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, no, scorched earth.
No, the only thing I would add to that, I mean, it's obviously, well, I'm assuming it's someone that's female that's written this, but men are always going to look. There's no denying it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, like, no, if I'm with someone, I'd never look at someone else. We all do. And women look at men as well. So, I don't want any women there fucking, well, I would never. Like, fuck off. Come on. We've all had a look. It's one thing to look. It's
Yeah.
another thing making your partner feel like shit by bigging up someone else. Especially if they
Especially
really
if
do.
you don't do it to them, right? Like a lot of people will big up other people, but not big up their partner, right? And so I just wanted to add that in.
The other thing I would say is, like, are they just, when they say stuff, are they just complimenting these women, or is it balanced? Are they saying, "Oh, she looks like shit," or "She's a bit of a land whale," or whatever? Is it balanced, or is it all good shit? Because if it's balanced, and it's good and bad for the equal, then they're just a judgmental fucker, aren't they? Overall, it's not a disrespect thing, it's just how they fucking are. But if what they're saying is completely complimentary all the time, and it's, well, look at the legs on that, look at the ass on that, fuck me, look at the tits on mum over there, all of that, fuck off. You're either creepy and I don't satisfy you, and to be honest with you, if you're that way inclined, I don't really want to fucking satisfy you, you creepy cunt. That's, if I was a bird, I think that's how I'd feel. I don't think a lot
I
of men
mean,
are
there's
to
no
women.
doubt, Dee, that people look like that's human nature. But what are they saying out loud to the person they love, right?
Yeah, sure, but again, like, uh, this is going to sound really bad, but it's truthful, and people are going to might hear this and think that's really cuntish. But if my bird caught me looking at someone and they're like, "What the fuck are you looking at?" and they're really hot, and they're obviously really hot, I'll just say something like, "I'm so glad you don't dress like that." I'm talking my way. You better believe it. But like I say, oh look, it's just whether or not you're willing enough to voice it, and I think this applies to both men and women. You can look at whatever you're attracted to and be
Mhm.
objective. Look at it and objectively think to yourself, that is fucking wonderful. But you haven't got to say it. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to
No.
let your partner fucking shit because you think you're having a funny moment. Because it ain't that fucking funny to them. Might be funny to
Mhm.
you at the pub, but it's not funny with your missus. Don't wreck their mind like that. Because it's things like that, it's little comments like that that fuck women up tremendously so. And then
Well, you know
later on
what?
the line, when it all builds up, later on down the line, and it all comes out, things like this get brought up, and the bloke will just be sat there like, I don't recall that. When did that happen? So fucking. They've even done it, and I think men actually do this more than women do. Like they'll say shit about other women in front of their partner, and it'll be complimentary, and it's like you're not making your bird feel good. You're not inspiring her to look like the person you're talking about. Kind of going
If
back
I
to
think if more
earlier.
men were more fair about it and they complimented their partner like so much more, I don't think women would feel as insecure. But the thing is that I can be honest, I don't care if my husband looks at somebody else. And I'll tell you this truthfully, because he has my trust,
Yeah,
because he's earned that trust, because he's built a foundation of trust with me. But a lot of men don't understand how important that is. If you know how to make your wife or your girlfriend or your spouse or partner, okay, um, secure, then chances are they're not going to be overreactive to all these issues that pop up. I
yeah,
mean, but you have to put in the work to make them feel secure so that you're not constantly feeling like you're being censored in everything you do or say. But it comes back down to like build a sense of security and your partner will be more trusting, right? If you know your husband isn't going to go out and fuck the person he's complimenting, chances are as a woman, you're not going to react to it. Like
no,
just my take as a woman and having been through this particular thing and also not caring in this particular marriage, right? Like I feel like if the trust foundation's there, it makes women relax and they're not looking for something, right?
no. You're right. It is a trust thing, but imagine if you were like a little bit self-conscious about something
Hmm.
over and over again. I don't know. A common one is like breast size, isn't it? Women are usually quite conscious of that. Just for
Yep.
example, stereotypical example. Let's say you were conscious of that, and your partner, every fucking bird he saw with a bigger set than you, was
Yep.
saying, "Look at the twins," and he
Yep.
said that fucking 5 times a day for several weeks.
It's
You
brutal.
wouldn't eat away at you, of course it would, and it would fucking eat away at a bloke if it was being done to them. And I think a lot of women don't openly say to their man what they think because there's that aspect of violence and shit like that. If you upset,
You're
fuck,
so right. Actually, you nailed it. I mean, it will erode a woman's self-esteem or a man's self-esteem if you're constantly commenting on other people that like on the thing that they're personally insecure about. And you nailed it right there. Yeah.
yeah, I think we've
Yeah.
done that beautifully. Should we move on? Because
Okay.
again, like,
Moving along.
people
So,
have got shit to do. It's Friday night.
how do you tell the difference between someone being independent and someone refusing to need anyone?
If they're truly independent, actually, I'll say this: if they're truly independent, they'll ask for help if they need it. I think independent people realise nobody is an island, and all these people. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you make a point of saying, I'm independent, I've always been independent, you're not. You're forgetting at some point you've had people along the way to help you get to where you are. They might not be here now, but they were here at some point in time. So at some point in time, you have accepted help, but you have not accepted that you have accepted help. So now it's like, well, I don't need your help. I'm independent. It's like, no, you do. You're fucked. You do need help. Admit it. I think it's about putting your pride to one side. As someone that lives on their own and handles full bills and a mortgage and all that bollocks by themselves, and I'm an independent man and all this shit, I didn't get here on my own. I had people help me along the way. It would be a fucking injustice and a discredit to the people that did help me get here. If I sat here and said that they didn't help me, of course they fucking did. No one is an island. I think if you've got someone refusing to help, there's something going on in their fucking noggin. You know, they might not feel. What's the words? I can't think of the word. Shit. They just might not want the help. Do you know what I mean? Like they want to prove to themselves that they can do it on their own. And you've got a lot of people trying to prove something they don't need to prove to themselves, when they really should be asking someone in a better position than them, like, look, help me out, man. I'm fucked here. And I know a lot of people like it. They just won't ask for help. And most of the time it's men. They're not very vocal about it. Like they'll hint, but I'm shit at taking hints. If I'll help anyone. From the bottom of my heart, I will help anyone. But you've got to be honest with me, because don't drop a hint. Don't be like, oh, I can't eat this week.
Yeah.
Wait for me to go, oh, do you want some money? Because it won't come. You ask me. And you've got a lot of people that do that.
Mm-hmm.
Won't admit that they fucking can't do it on their own, or it's like there's a shame that comes with it or something. And I think,
Well, it's also about being vulnerable, right? There's that, I think, like people have a hard time being vulnerable. And the lines get really blurred when you ask for help, because vulnerability will be a thing. Like asking for help is probably one of the most vulnerable things you can do, right? And
yeah,
I agree with like literally everything you said. I mean, if somebody is independent, well, that means that they have the confidence to ask for help. You know, somebody that is refusing to need anyone, they will literally deny it till the cows come home. So I agree with you, D. I don't think I could add anything else to that.
I think we've kind of nailed that. Someone also said people usually don't usually want help. Also truth, but I think anyone that has struggled and come out the other side of it will accept the help to avoid going back there. Sometimes you have to struggle in life to understand you need people. These fucking people, they're like, I don't need anyone. Oh, right, you got to where you are through nobody else. Do you know what I mean? Like, fuck off. No one's an island. Everyone needs someone at some
Nobody is an island. I love that. And that's
point.
actually the one thing I would have said, but you beat me to it. Nobody's an island. I love it. It's true.
I believe it is. Well, the most solid, independent, for lack of a better term, people that I know didn't get there on their own. They had help along the way. They had people give them opportunity, people giving them a bit of a boost, all of that sort of stuff. You know, you need it. And a little bit of luck and fortune. That's a big part of it too, that a lot of people don't ever fucking give credit for. These people in fucking good places, good positions, when they're all
Hmm.
independent, they're not going to fucking thank fortune or luck. Very rarely do they. But there is
Exactly.
that too. Right, should we move on?
Yes. So I think is it your turn to ask again? Yeah.
It is indeed. Right. Dear Agony Aunts, I want a woman. Hang on. Yeah, I want a woman my own age because I have more in common with them, but I find younger women more attractive. My sister says that makes me a cunt. Is she right?
Yes, that makes you a massive cunt. Like, I'm just gonna. I think this is like, okay. It's kind of like you want your cake and you want to eat it too, right? I mean, if you're attracted to the other, then go with the other. Don't drag innocent people to use for your own entertainment. Like, I mean, sure, you have more in common with a mature woman, but if you're not attracted to a mature woman your own age, then why be with her? Because aren't you supposed to be attracted to who you're with? I
Yeah.
mean, younger women, sure, they have the hot bods, but I mean, I don't even know. It just sounds like you need to seek some counseling because part of a relationship goes beyond skin deep, and you can't have both. So if you're not attracted to the woman your own age or older or whatever, then and then you can't have a conversation with the younger, you're in the I need to stay single till I figure out what I want shit phase. Just my opinion, not trying to be rude here, but it seems to me like you're not ready to be in a committed relationship with anybody, maybe not even yourself. Like, I'm not sure, you're like of two minds here, and you can't. How are you supposed to? You can't. There's just no way of getting around this, in my opinion.
No, I do agree with you. The other thing I will say is like what you want and what you find attractive. Usually they align, but there's nothing to say you couldn't find an older woman that looked young.
Oh, that's true. I didn't think about that. Yep.
There is this aspect of it, but I think, and again, what I'm about to say, people might be like, "That is so sexist and misogynist," but I'm gonna say it anyway. Fuck it. Men in general, certainly men in their like 40s and 50s, do find people in their 20s more attractive. It doesn't mean that they realise that they're a better fit. It's just that, wow, you look fucking beautiful. But, you know, people do look beautiful at that age. Your beauty years are between like 18 and 30. So they say. I actually disagree with that, but that's what they say. You know, beauty and youth and all that.
Well, and you know what? You're dead on the money there. I mean, dead on the money. I
Well, you can
beauty
find some.
fades. They say beauty fades for a reason, right? Like it happens over time. It's gradual. You are at your prime between like your 20s and 30s. You're over the awkward teenage years and you're before the maturity years. It's not that there aren't beautiful people outside those brackets. I've seen plenty. To go off, but whatever. Um, at the end of the day, I don't think you're an asshole for saying that. I mean, personally, I think you should focus on being the person that you know, want others to be for you, and then,
Yeah.
I think you should do some self-work, but you're right, there's the easy alternative. You find an older woman who's looks younger, but that won't last forever.
No, of course not. It's all superficial. This is what I'm saying. Like, what you know, like how you see people like fucking, you know, millionaires and billionaires that are like 60 with someone that's 20, and 5 years later, when they're 70, they're with someone else that's 20.
Mhm.
That's what they like. And, you know, if they got loads of money, it's easy to find something superficial for a few years. It just is.
It is. If you want that superficial, shallow connection and you want to play relationship hopscotch, all the power to you. I mean, nobody can stop you. That's just your thing. But if you want to have a good relationship, I suggest that you sort of figure out what you want, and doing that that takes like inner work, right?
Yeah, of course. I think so. Right. I think we've kind of covered that, though, haven't we?
I agree. I think that one's done. One and done.
Right. I'll answer one more question, and then I've broken that seal, so I have to go and pee. So after,
Okay, so for me, I guess it's my turn to ask. Just trying to think here what's next. Um Dear Agony Ants, my partner has an adult diaper fetish. The fetish doesn't bother me. The Amazon history does. Help.
this is like being in an earthquake and being worried that your windows are broken. There is far bigger issues here than your Amazon delivery history. Your partner likes wearing diapers and shitting in them. If you're really into that, I don't think you'd be ashamed that your Amazon delivery. Just what I think, but you know, address that. Like, there's something going on there. I'm not here to fetish shame or kink shame or anything like that. Each to their own. But I am going to outright say it. These people that dress up as babies and want to be babies and shit in diapers and fucking breastfeed and all that, you need help. You don't need sexual satisfaction. You need psychological, professional fucking help that you're definitely not getting on this podcast. But you need it somewhere at a good hourly rate, far more than I would ever charge. Seek help, and I would suggest your partner, I don't know, set up another name and another name and order through that or something. Because if this is really your biggest concern, no, yeah, that's all. That you want to say what you're saying, then I'll go and break the seal.
Okay, well, what I just um you know that saying about if you don't want anyone to know, don't do it? That's the first thought that comes to my mind at this present time. I mean, that's the first thing my mom ever taught me. If you don't want anybody to know, then don't do it. Don't do it. You know? And if you do the crime, then you're going to do the time. So I'm not really sure how to be balanced and diplomatic about this. I don't want to kink shame anyone, but if you listen to my Not a Podcast cast, Tara's Midnight Madness, then you will know that this adult diaper shitting in diapers fetish I find absolutely revolting. And if you do that, please don't tell me about it or we really can't be friends. it's just it's just too disgusting and I'm trying really hard to be diplomatic because I don't want to be offensive to people, but like ew. Dude, if you are crapping in your diaper, you need help. Why is poo sexy? Okay, what about poo is erotic? I mean, poo is funny. Farts are funny, okay? But playing, finger painting, like doing it in a pile of poo, like I just why is shit sexual? Like I mean, I can't. This is a question for me where I'm going to have to go scorched earth and say, go to fucking psychotherapy. Like, I don't know. Like, sorry, guys, but, you know, you guys need help and health issues. And as a former, healthcare assistant, all I can say is if you knew what was in that shit, you would not play with your life like that. Okay. I've seen, this stuff under black lights and under microscopes. Like, dude, you're this is like toxic waste. Like, don't be playing in that, okay?
Yeah,
Like, grody. So yeah, no. That's it.
different.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Right, I'm gonna go for a pee, and I'm gonna use the toilet like a big boy. No diaper. I'll be back in a minute.
If anybody has something to say right now, I can read the comments and answer questions or hang out
Hey.
with you guys for a bit. If anybody has anything they want to add to the adult diaper fetish that me and Dee didn't already cover, yeah. Otherwise, I'll just sit here and look pretty. Just kidding. Love you, Wendy. You're hilarious. Oh man. Yeah. Of me, like for me to get that question out of all the questions, dude, you guys, like seriously. I always try to be diplomatic. I really do. I do, but that's just too much for me. Poo play, no, I'll pass. My mom two-girled one cut me one time when back in the day. I don't know if you guys know this, okay, but it's like a really gross video back in the day that was floating around virally through email about these two girls eating each other's poo, and it was so disgusting. And my goodness, my own mother two-girled one cut me, and I literally immediately threw up. Like I actually I was like, what the hell? I did not expect that. I was looking at this video going, really? So yeah, this is like a long-standing like a mental grudge against that kind of thing for me. And yeah, I still can't get over that. I still get mad at her. I'm like, how could you? It's etched into my mind for life. Yeah. To be two-girled one cup by your mom is not fun. We all it was so nasty. And if you missed it, just be very glad you never saw it. Yeah. Somebody did. I'm getting the hearts. I'm holding down the fort. This is actually a really fun episode. A lot of really great questions. You guys, like we had some funny ones, but there was also some really good answers. So, woohoo. Hopefully you guys are getting some help. But remember, again, the disclaimer, we are not licensed psychotherapists or counselors. So please just know what you're getting is like, anti-agonies to our little nieces and nephews out there, giving you guys our best advice.
All right.
Begrudging, you're re-traumatized from the Two Girls One Cup. Me too,
Oh,
girl.
what conversation did I miss out on?
Oh, I was telling well, you were gone. I'm telling the story. I don't know if you're familiar with this video, D, but back in the olden days when internet was primarily communication by email, there was a Two Girl One Cup video that was floating around the internet, right? With
Yeah,
the two girls eating each other's poo,
yeah. I knew what it
doing
was.
sexy crap, right?
Horrified. What were you talking about? What the fuck?
My mom Two Girl One Cup me. And that's where my whore over shit kink that started. I was so shocked. I couldn't believe it. I opened up my email, not expecting my mother to send me this kind of video. And the first thing I do is actually throw up. So I was explaining to the audience why this question about the diaper thing is just like traumatizing for me and why I hate shit kink so much. Cause it was like, I literally puked after, like, I was sitting at her computer of all places and I was just scrolling her email. I was just chilling at her house. She wasn't even there. She was at work. And all of a sudden, and they're eating each other's poo. And there's a garbage can. I grabbed the garbage can and I literally just Ralphed. Like I was so I was so disgusted. It was just like it was the beginning of my hate relationship with shit kink. Like ew.
You're so fussy. Right, should we move on?
You asked, are you sorry now?
I do regret it. Is it my turn to read it or is it yours? I can't remember.
N- no, it's mine because you read the shit one or the diaper one.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
dear Agony Ants, I put one of those anonymous question boxes on my Substack, and now people keep confessing crushes and declaring that they want to be my best friend. How do I remain humble during this difficult time?
You don't. You fucking don't. Grab it with both hands and embrace the love that you get because you don't know how long it's for. You're young and pretty at the moment. I ain't gonna be that way forever. You're gonna get to my fucking age and no one's gonna yeah. Lap it up. Don't be humble. Fuck it. You're young, probably. But I will say for that site, every now and then, like their little bot throws something at you. And like, after a while, you realise, like, oh, it's actually not. You eventually realise the difference between what people actually ask and what comes from this bot. But that bot will say things like, I miss when we used to chat. And you think, who the fuck is this cunt? And then you realise it's a bot. So it's bollocks. But you don't take all the love you can fucking get. So you're here for a good time, not for a long one. Get all the love you can.
And your answer is so hilarious, dude. See, for me, this is my initial thought. It's pretty freaking easy if you want to stay humble in that situation. Just think of the most embarrassing thing that you've ever done or the most disgusting habit you have, and those feelings of inflated ego will disappear like immediately. And dare I said it, you're welcome. That's all I got to say about that.
I think we nailed it beautifully.
Covered both ends of the spectrum.
We've done really well there. Yeah, we can move on from that, can't we?
Yeah.
Yes, we've actually no about an hour. Yeah, be about right. Right. So the next one, bit of a long one, longest one we got, and probably one of the more serious ones, to be honest. So I live with a weed addict. He is the main wage earner, as I am classed as a carer. Somehow he passed his work drug test, but I worry that next time he won't. I know it's a strong addiction, and he's been that way since he was a teenager. Is it fair to expect him to change his ways?
All right, guys. This one's a bit personal for me because the father of my first two children was an addict. Okay. And I mean, not like it was hard drugs, but I'm going to give this to you straight. This isn't going to be sugar coated because this isn't a question of fairness. It's actually going to be a question of reality, right? Like you can't, I mean, you I don't want to be offensive here, but you knew who they were when you signed up, okay? And smoking is kind of his way of, or her way of dealing with like the stress. So while they're doing that and you're basically lighting your piece up at the same time, okay? It's just you're going insane. And I'm not saying this to be mean. Um but if you knew he was doing this as a teenager, you kind of knew what you were getting into, right? And this is the difficulty. And I have the utmost empathy for your situation. I'm not being glib or like rude here, but I'm giving this to you honestly as somebody who's lived this experience out. Um, you're not going to be able to keep your peace, and you're not going to be able to control their habits in this situation. Like, there's just no way you can. I mean, this is a grown person who's had this habit for a very long time. And, you know, the only thing you can do in this situation is look for ways to possibly make an income so that you're not constantly stressed out every time that he has to do a test. That's one possibility, so that you're able to have that backup. And if you can't, Um, the other suggestion is you can always try talking to the person. I mean, let them know that you're thinking about, going to look for work because, you're feeling stressed out. And like, if you make it more, you throw the ball in their court, I think it gives them the opportunity to either step up and say, okay, I need to quit this. This is a problem. But if you go at this hardcore, chances are this won't end badly. It will end your relationship. I've just witnessed it. And I mean, you might end anyways if you can't, get that peace you're looking for, because you you unfortunately, and I tried this, you guys, for years. I spent 5 years, begging, pleading, negotiating. It There's just no way around it. Now, there is a flip side of it. If like I don't know how addictive weed is physically. I don't think it is physically addictive. The research isn't there to support that. It's a psychological thing. And, if a partner loves you, you shouldn't be selfish at the same time. But this is very complicated stuff, and it does require understanding, acceptance, and sometimes legwork on your own 2 feet to make sure that you feel secure. Because it's really about you and how you're feeling, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean, like, I think it's just a difficult topic to cover because I understand both sides of the coin here, and I learned the hard way.
Yeah, I'm not here to disparage what you say at all. Like what
Yeah,
you
no, no, I'm
is,
just saying I learned this stuff the hard way, and so it's hard because I don't want to come across as unfeeling or uncaring in the situation. I want to also say that there's a certain level of personal responsibility here that must be taken. Nobody can protect your peace but you. And sometimes that requires doing the difficult things.
no, I hear you, and no, that's pretty well answered.
That's all I gotta say. Sorry, guys.
No, you answered it honestly. Like it is a bit of a touchy subject, isn't it? And as someone that does smoke weed, probably a lot more than I fucking should. Am I an addict to it? I think a lot of my problem is I probably do it out of boredom a lot. If I'm occupied with other things, I don't really think about it. If I'm away on holiday, I don't really think about it. I would say the only physical drawback for me, and only me, I can't vouch for everyone, is you get fucking weird dreams. Weird
Mm.
dreams, and they're lucid. And it's fucking strange. You go through that for a little bit. But
Mhm.
apart from that, I've never really had it bad. Like, I think it's a bit of a game changer now. I mean, depending where you live, because you can get like concentrates and all that sort of shit now. Now, I don't do that. I do believe once you start introducing concentrates where they're like 90% upwards, then it's
Ooh.
no longer off the tree kind of thing. It's been chemically processed to be that. And
I didn't even know that stuff existed, to be honest with you. I'm way out of that loop.
Yeah, well, same. Being in England, it's not really something we have widely available here. Bud and hash, yeah, they're widely available, but they're straight off the plant. Do you know what I mean? It's not been mixed with butane or fucking
Oh.
altered in any way. It's just it is what it is.
Mhm.
I I've not had any physical withdrawal of it when I've not had it. So the whole addiction aspect of it, as someone that has done it for a long time, if I was told tomorrow, look, you can't smoke all day because of this, yeah, all right, no worries. I don't smoke at work. Sometimes, maybe, but I don't usually do it. It's not like the be all and end all for me, and I've been doing it for a long time. So, but I do credit that to what I actually have, which is what you can get in the UK, which is not the strongest in the world anyway. So it's moderate. But if I was with someone in this situation and I was the weed addict, I think the only thing that would actually snap me out of it is if I sat down with them and they said to me, like, look, I understand that you do what you do. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. But what I am going to say is if this all falls apart, you're going to find another carer because I need to look after myself too. And I'm not going to put what I'm doing on the line so you can have a smoke. Your peace is kind of expense of mine. There's the problem. When that piece of yours coming at the expense of others, then there's a fucking issue there somewhere.
You said
These
it perfectly. Absolutely perfectly right there. D. You answered it. I agree with you with that.
well, you can't. It's all well and good. I don't know what the relationship of this person is to the other. It doesn't say. They haven't said if it's like husband, wife, father, daughter, or
Yeah.
anybody. I think that dynamic also matters. But if I was a carer for someone and I'm sacrificing what I'm doing for them, and that's how they go about it, I'd be like, look, don't you think that you're taking the piss a little bit? But I can only really refer to myself. I think if someone put across the fact that they were disrespected by me, and it was actually someone I really loved and respected, and they didn't feel that, then I feel
Yeah.
disappointed. But these people that even the weed smokers that I know that say they've all said it actually. The ones that I know that have had kids. Oh, if ever I had kids, I'd give up. And at the time, you believe that. They don't work like that. Nothing. Addiction in any form doesn't work like that. That's
Exactly.
so. If I'm this person asking this question, I would sit down with the person that they're caring for and be like, look, first and foremost, you're on your own if this drug test thing of yours fails for whatever reason, if your master plan all falls apart. Because
Yeah.
again, the other thing with addicts of all kinds, they're very, very good at working their way around things and finding loopholes. And I knew people that were working for companies that would test, and they went as far as carrying piss around in a little vial in their pocket, clean piss. So I, it, again, if my employer turned around to me tomorrow and said, we're testing people, well, I'm looking for another job then because I don't want to change what I'm doing for you. You pay me a basic wage for my time. As far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned, in my time is my time. That's how I would view it. I wouldn't continue to roll that dice with that employer if I wanted to
No,
continue doing what I'm doing. But if someone sat down with me and said, like, look, I'm feeling the pressure because of what you're doing. What you're doing is affecting me. And I don't think you've really thought through the consequences if this all goes pear
go
shaped.
south. Yeah.
Because what I get as a carer is not going to support the both of us. I'm currently sacrificing what I'm doing to support you. And the way you show your respect to that is to do what you're doing. Do you think that's fair? I think if the fairness aspect of it was pointed out to me, I'm not saying it would make me stop, but it would certainly make me consider it. And I would have to go within myself a little bit and do a bit of soul searching and understand that, my world is bigger than what I'm doing. There's
I
a
think if the person actually loves and respects you, I think that's a huge component. And I think you'll find out really fast if they do. I mean,
sure.
if they don't, then they're not going to give a flying shit what you think. So I think this is a really good thing that you're bringing up, and you've worded it much better than I do. I think I just tend to be a bit more cynical about it because, like I said, I've been through this thing, and sometimes, like, even though it may not be a physical addiction with weed, there is a certain psychological addiction for some people, and they can become quite aggressive if they don't smoke daily.
Yeah, of course. But if that's the case, then there's an issue somewhere else. Oh shit, I've lost her. I know you're back. But if that's the case, there's an issue somewhere else. Something else is
Well,
going on.
and that's what I agree. Like, a lot of people are smoking weed to self-medicate their emotional like traumas and their baggage and their anxieties and their depressions, and it does work really well for some people. But if they have to stop, then they can't because they're too reliant on it and they can't function, right? Like they can't cope with those emotions or they don't know how to process it. So you're right. There is deeper issues going on for sure. But I mean, I get it. And it's just a tough situation. But the way you answered it, you handled it like a pro.
I don't know about pro. Right, we got one more question.
It's my turn to read. So I'll read the final finale.
Yeah.
People always seem pleased to see me, but they rarely seem to think of me when I'm not there. What am I missing?
A crystal ball. Because you don't know what people. How would you know if they're thinking of you or not? People don't tell other people when they're thinking. So I would say that if they're pleased to see you when they do see you, there's a good chance that when you cross their mind, if you cross their mind, because it's not all about you, you selfish fuck. So if you cross their mind, they probably think quite fondly if they're pleased to see you. I think that's pretty basic. You don't know what someone's thinking. There's people that are near and dear to me that I don't really think of all that much on a daily basis, to be honest. Unless they're like out of sight, out of mind. Like, doesn't mean I don't give a shit. Doesn't mean I don't love them. It doesn't mean that I'm not pleased to see them. But if you want to be thought about all the time, that's your issue. People are not entitled to think about you. But if they are pleased to see you, there's a good chance that when they do think about you, they're quite happy about it. Yeah, that's about all I've got to say for it, really.
So for me, I'm thinking about this as sort of like from a different perspective. I think some people like feel like they're just not memorable or something, and in this case,
Yeah, but
I
who really?
kind of get where I kind of get where they're coming from. And in that case, like if your personality type is, you know, keeping conversations on the safe side, like you're never like if like there's this thing that happens. People will love a good vibe. They love a good vibe, but they remember a deeper connection. So if you want to be more memorable, one of the things that you can do, and I agree with what Dee said though. I mean, you don't really know who's thinking about you from who's not. But if you do want to be more memorable, then you could stop having such safe conversations and go a little deeper. And that will definitely make you memorable. Like there's ways of you can build intentional roots with people. And that's part of doing that is by not keeping the conversation about the weather or about, super like surface things. That will make you more noticeable as a person, more memorable as a person, but I mean, as far as like, being thought of all the time, no, nobody's going to think of you all the time. But I mean, if you're just struggling with feeling sort of like you're in the shadows in the social settings, how you can make yourself more, out there, like more outspoken, more outgoing, is by simply being, building those deeper roots, and mainly with people that actually care about you. I would suggest doing that with, not just everybody. So that's just my little 2 cents in. That's it. That's all I got.
That was actually a really good answer. That was far better than mine, to be fair. But no, I think you answered it really well. Like you say, it's about having memorable conversations. People don't really remember small talk. People remember deep conversations, and people remember humour.
Yeah.
Those are two things that will get you most likely to be thought about, because when they see someone else, they'll be like, "Oh, so and so told me a fucking joke the other day, and me rolled up."
Yeah.
Think about you that way. So, like you say, it's about making that impression. I think you answered it really well. Yeah, I think we've nailed it. I think we've done all the questions now, haven't we? That's all of them. We got through it. We got through it. Marvelous. We're going to do this
We're
again.
done.
We will do this again.
Yeah, this is awesome. I mean, we said, guys, like if you guys want us to keep doing it, keep the questions coming. Okay. So we'll repost the link in a bit and you guys keep the questions coming. And as long as we get the questions, if you want to see this agony aunts and uncles again, then we are glad to do that for you. And as long as the questions keep coming, we'll keep on showing up. We have a lot of fun together and it's great.
Yeah, I'll happily do this again. I'll post a link, like Tara said, shortly, and yeah, throw your questions at us because the more the merrier. The more questions there is, the longer we'll do this for. So yeah. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. I will repost this as a podcast thing when I get the chance. And yeah, I'll see you next week, probably, people. And
Bye,
you.
guys. Thank
Take care.
you. Thank
I
you.
appreciate you and I love you. Mwah.
Bye.
See you later.